Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Am I audible to all? Okay. Within 2 minutes, we will start our lecture. Hello, am I audible? Due to network issue, I have. Hello, hello. Am I audible? Okay. Uh, okay. While in lecture, if you feel that whether my voice is not audible or my screen is not visible, and if you have dropped the message in the chat box and I didn't got that message, at that time please mention by mic. Okay, otherwise you can drop me a message personally so I can find, because I am on the another window so I am unable to check out. Okay, so please inform me if my connection is lost within the lecture. Should we start? Okay, so in previous lecture we have seen some patterns. Okay, I will show those patterns also. First we have seen the pyramid, which is nothing but the half pyramid. Okay, in same pattern we have seen the in the same pattern we have seen for the number, and in same way we have seen the alphabets. Okay, for printing those alphabets we have used the characters with the help of a ASCII value. So that is the Unicode system. Okay, now we will move towards the next pattern, that is the half pyramid, which is in the format of inverted. Okay, for first program we have seen that this for loops only you have to invert it, means you have to start with total number of rows and you have to minimize up to 1. Okay, and same logic is applicable over here. You have to follow the pattern in the reverse manner, means here we have started with 1 because we have to move one by one on the downward direction. Okay, here you can see over here, I can show you. See here, same for loop, inner for loop is one and the same because we have to move forward as well as we have to move to next line. That's why inner for loop is one and the same, only outer for loop is get changed. That is, we have to start with total number of rows. Okay, you can see here total number of rows, and you have to minimize it up to 1 because initially value of I is nothing but the 5. Okay, so total 5 rows will be get generated, 1 2 3 4 and 5. And in that first for loop is what, this related to rows, and second for loop is printing the values of a star. Okay, so inside it we are passing value of I, means how many rows are there, that many columns must be there in our pattern. Okay, so total rows are 5 that will be stored in the I, and that I we are passing in the limit of a j. Okay, so it will j will start with 1 and ends with value of a I. So total 1 to 5 values, means total 5 columns are there, and according to that first row contains the 5 star. Secondly, j is get decremented by 1, so value of I become as a 4, and value of a j is also become to 4, means total 4 star are there, 1 2 3 4, and likewise it goes to 1. Okay, so this is the very simple logic to invert the pyramid. I know this is very basic program, but whenever you want to implement different pyramids, you should know a very basic pyramid. Then you can design a different pyramids. Okay, I will share this after the lecture immediately because today we are going to cover all these pyramids. So I will share after the lecture. Any doubts in it? Yes, any doubts? Okay, so I will move towards next program. If you are having any doubt in pyramid, or if you want to find out how to design a particular structure, then you can ask me. Otherwise, we will move further. Why today's strength is less? Okay, so I will move towards the next program. Next program is again half pyramid with the numbers. We have seen the half pyramid in Okay, so here it is in inverted fashion. Same logic is there, only you have to start with the total number of rows directly and you have to decrement that row. Then you can find out the inverted row. Okay, so now you have to implement the inverted characters. Can you try it? You can try it afterwards, no issue, but you have to keep it in mind that likewise here we have designed the total characters in the normal direction. Now we have to invert it. Okay, same pattern is there, but you have to invert it. You can start with a no issues, means that pyramid may like this. Suppose, okay, so you can implement this one. Okay, so you have to design the inverted pyramid with half. Okay, so you can take your own rows and columns. I have taken here 4 rows and 4 columns. You can choose a 5 or 6, no issues. But you have to implement the inverted half pyramid using the characters. Okay, so this is the task for you. If you want to implement it right now, you can. Otherwise, take it as a homework. Uh, Within 1 week, I will share one folder. In that, whatever you have done, it may be on laptop or it may be on in pages. You have to scan it and you have to upload it. It will be calculated for your internal marks. Okay, so you have to keep it in mind that whatever activities we are conducting, that will be beneficial for you. Okay, so you have to design this inverted half pyramid for characters. Okay, so you can take your own rows. You can take up 5 rows, 6 rows, whatever you want, but minimum size is 4 by 4. Okay, minimum you have to design it of 4 by 4. You can take these values from the user also with the help of a scanner class. Okay, and according to that you can implement it. Now I will move towards the full pyramid of a star. In that also different ways are there. Means here you can see that total number of, here I will show you. This is the first, in that 3 stars are there, after that 5, then 7 and 9. It means it is increasing in odd number of a manner. It is not increasing like a normal manner, means 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. It is increasing by one odd manner. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 likewise. Okay, so for both the triangles the logic is different. Okay, so you have to first see which pyramid they have provided as an output, and according to that you have to design your logic. Right now I am showing you in opposite direction. First one I have written here the program and then I am showing you here the output. But according to apti, or you have to design first, they will provide you this output and according to this output you have to design your logic. Okay, so first one, what you have to do, first you have to think upon it, how many rows and columns are there. Okay, if you are considering a single, then 1 row 1 column. If you are considering the 2 height pyramid, then total 3 columns are there and 2 rows are there. Again, if you comes to 5, then 5 columns and 3 rows are there. Likewise, it is increasing. So you have to design a logic for that. Now suppose I have taken a total rows are as of 5, and this is the k is used to store the value which will be helpful to increment the counter. Now see, first for loop. In first for loop, what we have done? See, this ends over here, first for loop. Okay, so this is the complete first for loop. In that, we have started our I value with 1 and it ends up to rows. Means whatever values we are providing in the rows, that will be consider as a total number of rows. Means it will start with 1 and ends with total number of rows. You can take these values from the user. Then this is the counter. From next lectures onward, I will not allow after the 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. If you are having any issues or any network problem, then you can drop me a message. Then and then only I can allow the lecture. Otherwise, I will not allow in the lecture meanwhile. Okay, if you are having any uh, network issue as well as any electricity problem, then you can drop me a message. Then and then only I can allow you over here. Understood? Okay. See here. Now, first understand the first for loop. In that, total number of rows are there. Means how many rows we want to implement as a pyramid, complete pyramid. Then k is a counter. So first initially it is a 0. Then in second for loop, okay, in second for loop what we have done, we need to add a space. Okay, means after star we need to add a particular space because we are implementing the triangle. You can see here, this is not a half triangle, this is a complete pyramid structure. Triangle, it means what? Either it allocated to left top, left bottom, or right top, right bottom, likewise. So four ways are there. But whenever you are implementing pyramid, only two ways are there. First one is a normal one, and second one is the inverted one. So two options are there. Now see, this is the space. This understand this for loop. Okay. In that, what we have done? Space is starting with 1. Space is equal less than or equal to rows minus I. Now suppose here total number of rows are 5 minus I. Initially I value is 1. So we will remove the total values as a 4. Okay. So here you can see here I will mark here. Otherwise, see here I will uh, use my left arrow so you can count the spaces. After each star there is a one space. Okay, so according to that you have to add the spaces at the left side because this is the normal pyramid. Now you can see here how many spaces are there. Total number of rows are 5 minus I value is the 1, so total is 4. So you have to add total 4 space. Okay, you can see here. 1 minute, I will copy it into the uh, notepad so you can directly see it. Okay, now you can see here I will make here as a okay, so I will use the mark. Yeah, now you can find out the total spaces. Right now I have told you total 4 spaces we are adding. How we can adding these spaces, you can see here. This is the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Okay, so total 4 spaces are there, and out of that, one is the star mark. Okay, so after each star symbol, we are adding one space. So total 4 spaces. This one is the first, then second, third, and fourth. Understood? This is the first row, sorry, first column, second column, third, and fourth. And each star there is a one space, so you have to add this space. And for adding this space, we have used this operator sorry, this variable as a space. Okay, pre-increment is there, so first it will add this space, then it will move towards the checking of star implementation. Okay, and when it will implement the star on the console, k not equal to 2 into I minus 1. Now see, initially I value is become as a 1, so 2 into I, 2 only, 2 minus 1, 1. Okay, so k is not equal to 1, then you can implement the star. If when k is become as a 1, then it will come out of that loop. Okay, so this is the implementation of while loop. Understood? So this is the simple pyramid, and that pyramid is based on the odd number of stars. Okay, you can see here, these are the odd number of stars. Any queries inside it? And if you want to implement in the inverted direction, then you have to start here with the total number of rows. Remaining part is one and the same. Okay, and here. Now think on this while loop. Here pre-increment is there. You have to think on it whether this will be one and the same, or you have to use the pre-decrement. Okay, so this one is the important for you. So you have to use those logics while implementing such a pattern program. If you want to take the screenshot, you can. So I can move further. These are the very important programs, because whenever you are dealing with the technical apps, they will provide you this output and you have to convert it into actual coding. Okay, now one more thing is there. This is the pyramid. When they will ask you to design a rhombus, then you have to attach these two pyramids. First one is this normal one, and second one here you have to attach the inverted pattern, but it must be having only this part. This common line should not be repeated. Okay, so you can design your own patterns. First you have to take your own pattern, and according to that you have to write your logic. Okay, so you can design these programs in between. You also you can share it with you. This is applicable to every language, not for Java. This is applicable to every language. Only different operators you can use it, and printing system you can use it. Okay, now I will move further. Whenever you are dealing with the numbers, only you have to replace it with number. This part is one and the same. Okay, counter we have used here. Okay, why we have used counter? Because we have to implement the number. So initial number, then this one is the second, means according to sorry, according to rows you have to start your number. You can see here, according to rows you have to start your first number, then you have to increment it up to middle portion, and again you have to decrement it. This is the sequence, and when you will read it diagonally, then also it is get incremented one by one. You can see here. Okay, this is applicable up to middle portion. After that again changes are there. Now here also different types of pyramid. Right now this is pyramid having starting with the number of rows, means which number of row is going on, according to that it is starting, and it is get incremented by one up to middle location, and after that it is in decrementing by one at the end of that row. You can see here 3 4 5, and after middle point it is get decremented by one. Okay, so this is logic behind that. Now what you have to do, see, I will copy it so I can directly show you one by one. Now see, this is logic. Now I will show you one by one, so there will not be any conflict. Hello? Yes, Sarika? Okay. Now see here. First for loop. Total number of rows are 5. Initially k is 0, count is 0, as well as. Okay, so we will start our for loop first. Ajinkya Lokhande, can you unmute your mic for 1 minute? Ajinkya Lokhande.
हाँ मैम.
Is this timing to join the lecture?
No ma'am. Due to some problem I can't join ma'am. Sorry.
This is the last one.
Okay, thank.
Same is applicable to all. This is the last lecture I am allowing you. From next lecture onward, I will not allow after 5 minutes. When I will start my lecture, after that I will allow only up to 5 minutes. Means I am sharing this link before 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, before whenever we are having lecture at 1 p.m., I am sharing it before 2 or 3 minutes. From that timing to 10 minutes I am allowing you. Right? And after that, when I will start my lecture, after that timing, it may start at 10 minutes, after 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But from that timing, up to 5 minutes, I will allow you. After that, if you are having any problems regarding you can Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay. Today, due to network issue, I'm losing my connections many time. Is there my voice is properly audible to all, or is it breaking? Yes. Is there my voice is clearly audible? Okay. If again same issue will happen, then we will stop after conducting your attendance, and we will conduct this lecture in the tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Yes. Okay, so if again connection have should connected. Yes, I audible. Hello. Okay, so I will repeat this part. Okay, so see here, this while loop is related to printing the numbers. So you have to check it whether you are printing it properly or not, and how to print it. First one, we have added the spaces, right? According to this for loop, because we have to implement in the pyramid structure. The in for while loop, what we are doing, we are checking whether k value is not equal to given generated value, because we have to start with 1, means total number of rows. Whatever row number is there, from that point we have to start. Initially first row is there, so we have to start with 1. So by default I value become as a 1, again it will incremented by 1, so it become as a 2, likewise it is going on. Okay, so this is for the printing the values of a numbers. Then in if loop, what we have written, count less than or equal to rows minus 1. Initially rows are 5, so 5 minus 1 4. Count is less, so we will move inside, and what we have written inside, k is 0 and I value is nothing but 1. Okay, so we will print here as a 1, this one. Okay, and after that one space is there. Okay, like we have used for this time, and count is get incremented by 1. Okay, so we have used here two counters. First one is a count and second one is a count 1. Okay, after that we will come out of that loop, else means whenever that if part is become as a false, then we will move inside it. Till that part we have to use the same fashion. Okay, then we will increment k. Okay, before coming out of this while loop, we'll increment k. K become as a 1. Initially it was 0, so it will become as 1, and we will come out of that loop. Okay, and value of count 1 count and k is become as a 0. Then we will move further. Okay, then second one, I value become as a 2. So we have to add total 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here it will start with second value, because according to this logic it will first print the value of a I plus k. Again we have and it will become as a 2, then space. Again count is incremented to 1, but row minus 1. Here count is 0. Okay, here count is 0. That's why it become as a 1 less than or equal to rows minus 1. Rows are 5, right? But here due to count, again it move inside, and according to that, your value is become as a 1, sorry, 3. Okay, and again decrement operation is there, means it will come inside this else loop and it will generate a 2, and likewise it is going on. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and here your value is there, that is the 3 4 5 4 3. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so this is totally depend on the logic. So you have to work on this program, so it will be very easy for you. So this is the fifth row. So this will be your output. Okay, now same program I will run it so you can understand it. Okay, so this totally depend on the logic. So you can first try it and then refer this program. Okay, whenever I will share it with you, first try it from your side and then refer it. And while implementing, if you are having any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, now next one is full pyramid of a star. This is very easy. Okay, and you have to invert it. Right now I have discussed with you how to invert it. Only you have to start this rows. Okay, whenever you are starting the I, you have to start with rows. Okay, then Pascal triangle. Now you have to try this Pascal triangle. Okay, because here there is a one logic. Which logic? This is at the center location. Below that row, there is a one space and both the sides two values are there. Same is applicable for each and every element. You can see here. This is one element. Below that element, there is a one space, and either to those spaces, there are one values. Okay, this is the Pascal triangle. You know what is the Pascal triangle. Okay, these two values are added, and this is written as a centered value for next row. Okay, likewise, so this is the Pascal triangle, so you have to design its logic. Okay, so I will move further. Flood triangle. Flood triangle is very easy as compared to remaining pyramids, because we are starting with one. For that we are using the counter. We are incrementing when we are moving towards next point, means next row, likewise. Okay, so logic behind is what? First, counter is here, we have used number for counting it. So number is equal to 1 and total rows are 4. So we will start our for loop with 1, because this is the half triangle, right? Half triangle. Same logic is there, only while in printing you have to use the number, and after printing you have to increment it. So that incrementing will use for the next row. Okay, so flood triangle is very easy. So you have to try for the Pascal triangle. Okay, can you try it now? I will provide you 5 minutes. Yes, anybody is interested to try it? Yes, anybody is interested to try the Pascal triangle? If anybody is interested, I can provide some time. One more thing, if you want to implement it, you can implement it and share with me. I will provide 5 to 10 minutes. You can do it. Okay. So now I will move towards next part. Still different patterns are there, but you can try it, or if you are having any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, so I will move further. Now I will start with the different programs. Okay, you have seen the different maths operations, but this program is related to generate a random values. Okay, now I want to ask one question, whether you have generated such a random values in your programs till now. So I can explain it one by one. Have you generated any random values in your programs till now? Either in C, CPP or Python? Yes, students. You can drop the message in the chat box, no issues. Have you used this random function anywhere? I am asking a question whether you have used the random function or not. If not, you can mention the no. Don't worry about it. Yes. Yes, for B division I have not used till now. But if you have learned in any other language, you can share over here. Okay, have you used where? Yes, Pooja. Where you have used? In C language. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So random function is used for to generate a random values. Basically, it is used for the genetic algorithms. Okay. So random function is mostly used for the genetic algorithms. Then uh, you know artificial neural network, at least somewhat introduction about it. So generating such a types of a networks, artificial neural network, then genetic algorithm, also different biometric related activities are there. In that cases, random function is used. Okay, in normal like a game programming, in that also you can design the random functions. Okay, for designing particular value or locations, you can use that random function. Now I will show you very basic program, so you can start using of this random function. Okay, so this is main. So you know it how it works. So we will directly see the function which uses the random values. So here we are generating the values from 1 to 6, random values from numbers 1 to 6. So this is one variable a. Random is the class in the Java. Okay, we are creating its object, and a is equal to, we are designing the random values from 1 to 6. Whatever values are present from 1 to 6, we are going to generate over here. Then 1 plus. If we have not written this 1, at that time it will start the random values from 0. So to avoid it, we have used here 1. So it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because whenever you are using the modulus operation, whenever it become as a equal, it will generate a 0 value. So here total 5, 1 to 5 numbers get printed. Whenever they will ask you one question, generate a random values between first number to last number. You have to check it whether first and last numbers are get included inside it or not. According to that, these values are get generated. Right now, 0 to 6 is not there. 1 to 5 means starting with 1 and ends with 5. This operation is there. Okay, and Whenever we are using the 1, it means it will start with 1 and ends with the mentioned value. Okay. If I have not used here 1, at that time it will start with 0 and end with 5. Okay. So mat dot abs abscissa, right? Next int rm next int means whatever value generated by this random function modulus by 6 means it may generate a value as suppose it may generate a value like this also, and you have to use the mod operation by 6. Okay, so according to that whatever value will be get generated by this function, that will be added with 1 and that will be counted as your result. Now whenever you are dealing with this value, what will be the answer? You can see here. First use the division and remainder is nothing but your modulus operation. Now you can see here. Okay, 54. Okay, so whatever value will be generated from this function, that will be added with 1 and that will be your output. So you have to remember this. Now I will execute it. So statement for this program is what? Use the random function to generate the values between 1 to 6, including. Okay, whenever they are mentioning 1 to 6, at that means that values must be get included in that statement. Whenever they will specially mention you that exclude those values, then you have to remove this 1 and here 6. Understood? So I will execute it. So each time it generated a different value. Initially it had generated a 6. Now it had generated 3. Again I will execute it. Now it has generated 4. Then 2. You can check it when it again 3. Okay. So according to computer it is generating. Now it has generated 1 also. Okay. Now it has generated 5 likewise. So this is total random function. It will generate a random values. You have to use the logic and you have to use that particular range. Okay, so this is applicable for genetic algorithms, means you have to write the patterns of that genes. Okay, genes means is nothing but this is totally related to programming part. Means if you have designed a single program and you want to implement it for multiple times like 1,000 iteration, then 10,000, 50,000 likewise, at that time the random you have to provide some inputs and those inputs are in the format of a random values. Means in particular range you have to provide those values. Okay, because this is totally related to high level projects, in that cases these random values are get used. Okay, so you should work on it. That will be very useful for you while giving the interviews based on the Python, Java, and which is related to genetic algorithm as well as blockchain machine learning also. Okay, so you have to use this kind of programming while practicing. Okay, so you can take it screenshot. Okay, you can take its screenshot. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. So you can take it screenshot. Okay. Now I will move towards the next program. Okay. Now you can see here. You can see here. You have already used this operators, right? Many of times you have used all such operators, but right now what I have done, I have stored -1 value in one variable. Okay, what I have done, I have stored -1 value in one variable, and that variable is passed inside it as a two inputs. Okay, one is the -1 right shift operator and 31. So what will be the output for this program? You can try it. Only 3 lines are there, you have to implement it. So implement it and drop the message. Well, first of all, tell me whether this program will execute or not. Because we have stored in the one variable and we are passing that variable over here. First of all, tell me whether it is executable or not. Yes, is it executable? Is it executable program? Yes. I want answer from your side because this is part of a revision. First of all, tell me whether is it executable or not. Yes, Muktai, is it executable? Mention here yes or no. Then and then only I move further. Or you can try it and then mention over here is it executable or not. Check it from your side and then mention here. Because I want this answer from your side, then and then only I will move further. Only 3 statements are there in this code. But this is based on the left shift of it. Those who are not having laptop, they can try on the online editor also because this will run on online editor. So you can also participate over here. Okay, so you can try it and mention in the chat box. Yes, are you implementing or waiting whether I will execute it or not? You have to implement it and you have to mention the answer in the chat box. Then and then only I will start the next program. You can send me answer on my WhatsApp or message. Meanwhile, give the present. 1 to 20, A division. Over 1 to 20. Then 21 to 40. Means you are in the listening mode and still you are not replying to any question. If you are mentioning the present but you are not mentioning the answers, not a single one. Next 41 to 60. Forty-one to 60. 61 to 70. Anybody is remain from the A division? B division. 1 to 20. 21 to 40.
हॅलो मॅम,
Yes.
मला मेसेज मॅम थोडं लेट सेंड झाला.
काय? Yes, Anuja.
माझा मेसेज लेट सेंड झाला म्हणलं.
कशाचा? Okay, 21 to 40 over 41 to 60 B division. (41 to 60 and 61 to 80. (61 to 80). Okay, finish. Okay, so anybody is remain from both the divisions? Mention your roll numbers. Yes, Anuja. What happened? Okay, so anybody got that answer? Some of you have given me the answer, but still I want some answers, some few answers. Yes, Shruti, what happened? Why are you late? Yes, some of you have given me the answer as a 0, 1. Whether all of you got the same answer, either 0 or 1? Okay, now see. Whenever you are implementing this program, 1 minute, I will execute it first. Okay, value has become the -1. Why? Because whatever -1 value is there, that will be kept over here as it is. Okay, and this will act as a right shift operator. You can see here. Okay, so this is the working of a left right shift operator. Okay, so here two shifts are there, means its formula become as 2 raised to 3. Okay, because here at right side we have written here 3. Suppose we have written here as a 31, it will count it as a 31. Okay, right now it is 3, so it will take it as a 3. So 20 divided by 8, it become as a 2. Okay, now see what will happen in this case. First, it will take minus as a common one. Okay, how it works? First, see it take minus as a common, and in bracket, whatever values are there, that will be kept as it is. Okay, that is 31. After that, again is equal to minus in that 1 divided by 2, it become as a 0.5. Okay, so whenever you are dealing with the integer operator, it will count it as a 0 only. Okay, you are feeling it that it will count it as a 0 only. But why? Whenever it is present inside the, means between range 0 to 0. Okay, I will mention the range. Whenever you are dealing with the integer value and that values are present in between 0.0 to 0.4999. Okay, whenever that is present inside this range or equal to this range, it will count it as a 0, and from 0.5 to 1.0, it will count it as a 1. Okay, see here what is going on in this calculation. Okay, I'm sharing with you how that calculation is going on, why our answer is become as a -1. Okay, so 1 divided by 2, it become as a 0.5, and whenever you are dealing with integer, the values between 0 to 0.4999, it will count as a 0, and from 0.5 to 1, it will count it as a 1. So by default, it will count it as a 1 raised to 31. So 1 raised to anything, it will calculated as 1 only. So your answer become as a -1. Understood what I have told over here? Or should I repeat it? Yes? Have you understood or should I repeat it? Why our answer become as a -1? Yes? All of you got it? Yes or no? Are you with me or left that meeting? Have you got it? Really, my voice is audible to you? When you will give me the reply, then only I will move further. When you will give me replies whether you have understood it or not, then and then only I can move further. How can I know whether you have done or not? Yes, whether to. If my voice is audible, then why are you not mentioning here yes or no? Okay, I will move further. If you are having any doubts, you can ask me afterwards. I will move further. Okay, so I will not ask any answer from you. I will directly discuss it with you. If you want to ask it, you can. Otherwise, we will move further. I will not wait over here because for two examples I have asked from your side. Still, you are not replying properly. Then you have to do it from your side. I will directly implement it. Why this is going on like this, and you have to try these types of programs from your side. You can share it with me. I will check whether it is correct or not. Okay, so see here, I have created here three variables. One is for taking the input. You can take input from the user also, and one is for copying that values, and third one is for the addition. In previous lecture only we have seen such a types of programs that whenever concatenation means plus operation is there in between string, it acts as a concatenation, and if any values are there or any numbers are there, in that case it will make a addition in between those. Okay, so here concatenation operation will work. So value of C become as a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 because this is counted as a string. So output is become as a 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this will be output for this program because a value is copied into B. So a plus B is nothing but the concatenation operation. So it will generate a 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is the simple concatenation operation in terms of variables. Now, this is very interesting program. If you want to reply it, you can. First, this is the long, nothing but the data type, and this is the variable name. In that, we have provided value as a 7. Okay, again, we have created a second variable having the same value, that is the 7. If A is equal to LB, then equals, otherwise not equal. Now, you have to check it whether these two values are same or not, because two different variables are there, and wherever we are declaring values inside those variables as a constructor value, because long is acting as here constructor, in that case whether it is equal or not. Okay, so you have to check it and you have to mention the answer. Okay, you can try it from your side. I will give you 5 minutes. If you want to share your answer, you can, otherwise I will move further. Now I will not ask anybody to give the answer. I will directly jump towards next program. Okay, so I will wait for only 3 minutes up to 2:25, then I will start the next. Okay, so this type of a program comes under the equality of objects. Okay, this program comes under the equality of object, whether these objects are equal or not, because we have saved this value in that object and we are checking whether this is equal or not. So you can apply it for different values also. Now you can see its answer. Okay, by seeing this program we will feel that it is equal, but it is actually not equal. You can see answer as a not equal. Why? Because whenever you are dealing with such a programs, that is the equal to operations here we have done, it means that whatever program you have done is totally depend on the object, because whenever you are creating object, those two objects are not equal to each other. Still they are having same values, but objects are not equal to each other. Okay, so you have to remember this one thing, that is whenever you are creating the object for the same class having same values, but object is nothing but the identity of that class. So each and every object having its own identity, so they cannot become as a equal. Okay, so there is a one more option to check whether is equal to or not. Okay, so this is the one option, and another one option is for, I will mention here. So both the ways are allowed. You can implement this if else loop, or you can use this what you can use here, dot LA dot equals and second value, that is the second object LB. So you can use this method also. Both the ways are allowed. Okay, you can check here. Means these two values are actually not equal. Values are equal, but objects are not equal. It is mentioning as a true because these two values belonging to long. That's why it is mentioning it as a true. Now, if
मॅडम
yes,
ऑब्जेक्ट इन्स्टन्स न करता 7L केलं तर व्हायला पाहिजे का इक्वल
7L
प्रोग्राम ओपन करा
हा
न्यू लॉग हे जे ऑब्जेक्ट आहे ते ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट न करता तिथं 7L करा
इथे
तिथं केल्यावरती काय परत तेच झालं ते नॉट इक्वलच येणार आहे आय थिंक करून बघा तिथं पण एल करा
तुम्ही प्रोग्राम इम्प्लिमेंट केलाय का
नाही लॅपटॉप नाही याच्या लाईट गेले ना म्हणून म्हणतो
एक काम करा तुम्ही जे काय म्हणता ते लिहा मी स्क्रीन स्टॉप करते तुमची शेअर करा 1-2 मिनिटासाठी Okay, anybody has having any other doubt? ओंकार प्रोग्राम लिहून झालं की सांगा मी माझी स्क्रीन शेअरिंग स्टॉप करते म्हणजे तुम्हाला स्क्रीन शेअर करता येईल
हो हो ठीक आहे ठीक आहे
When you are using this comparison, it is mainly applicable while designing the employee codes. Okay. Each and every employee having a different code according to its joining age likewise, but that pattern is one and the same. It means comparing objects. Suppose different employees are there, but their comparison pattern is one and the same, and that will be a true whenever you are comparing between it. And for comparison, we are using this equal method. Okay, and whenever you are using the if else loop, it will consider as a separate object. It will not check its values. Okay, it will check whether this object is different to this object or not. Okay, still you are having the same values, it will mention it as a different one because equals means it's comparing a pattern, and here in if and else loop it will check the identity of that object.
हा मॅडम ठीक आहे करू का शेअर
Yes, 1 minute, I will stop my sharing. Okay, you can share it.
फोन मध्ये स्क्रीन शेअरिंग ऑप्शन कुठे आहे मॅडम
तुम्ही फोन मधून ऑन केलेत
हो.
खालच्या साईडला 3 डॉट्स दिसतात का तुम्हाला? नाही सापडलं तर सांगा, मी एकदा सांगते. अपडेट केलेत गुगल आपलं? गुगल मीटला? ओके.
दिसतंय का?
हा, दिसतंय. Long LB is equal to 7.
L.
Yes, this is also correct.
तर इक्वल यायला पाहिजे कारण इथं ऑब्जेक्ट आहे डायरेक्ट व्हॅल्यूज आहे. लॉंग व्हेरिएबलच्या व्हॅल्यू आहेत. So,
हा, आता
पाहूया
तुम्ही
का
जेव्हा
आपण?
असं मेन्शन करता ना त्यावेळेस ते करेक्ट येईल. मी इथं दाखवते, 1 मिनिट. 1 मिनिट, मी आधी प्रोग्राम इथं लिहिते. केली का स्टॉप? ओके, 1 मिनिट.
हो.
त्या केसमध्ये आन्सर बरोबर येईल, म्हणजे ट्रू दाखवेल ते, कारण व्हॅल्यूज सेम आल्या ना तिथे. ओके, सपोज 7L लिहिलं. आणि मी सेकंड व्हॅल्यू घेतली. LB is equal to again 7L. ठीक आहे? I have saved it. Now you can check. ओके, त्या केसमध्ये इक्वल दाखवेल का? तर आपण इथं डायरेक्ट व्हॅल्यूज पास केल्यात. Right? It will act as a variable, a simple variable. Now it will not act as an object. Here,
हा, तेच म्हणायचं होतं मला.
हा, ओके. ते आवाज ब्रेक होतोय, मे बी त्याच्यामुळे नाही कळालं काय म्हणताय ते. ओके, क्लिअर झालं?
Okay, then I'm comfortable with this. Thank you.
Okay. So have you understood difference between these two as well as this equals method? Okay. If we are checking this case, if I have designed here 2 different objects, that's why it is showing you objects are not equal, but their values means pattern hash code is equal. That's why its value is as a 2. If that hash code become as a different one, then in that case, its answer become as a false. When its answer become as a false, if I have designed a particular object, see here, this one is the one object, okay, and again I am going to design a separate hash code for it. Right now we have not designed any hash code. Now I will design one hash code. In that case, that equal to operation mention you output as a different. It means as a false, because right now only 7 value is there inside that constructor, and whenever I will design a hash code over here, it will generate a different value. You can see, I will write here. Suppose I have used one variable integer a is equal to LA dot hash code. Okay, so these are the very basic points but matters a lot. Okay, in same fashion I will design it for LB. You can print this hash code also. Okay, now it will generate a different answer over here. Before that I will print a hash code also. Hash code of first value and hash code of a second value. Okay, you can see here now its output. I will take it. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, now you can see it print its value, that is the hash code. Then now these two objects are not equal because these are the two different objects, you know it already, but it become as a true because still we have designed its hash code, but right now that hash code has not generated any different value, so it will mention these two objects are equal. Whenever that hash code mention a different value, in that case only it will show you output as a false one. Okay, now first of all understand what is meant by hash code. Okay, whenever you are using the hash code, behind that you have to design one methods or one type of a technique. Okay, first understand what is meant by hash code. Whenever you are using the hash code method in your program, it will design a separate code behind this program, and through that code it will calculate a separate value. If that values become as a equal, that values are constant for that program. Okay, so for particular variables in that program, if that hash code is generated is one and the same, then and then only it will give answer as a true. Okay, so you can try different types of programs based on the hash code, then objects, etc. Any doubt inside this program? Okay, so this comes under the comparison of objects. If you want to read it, you can read. Only two methods are there, equal and hash code. So you, by using this, you can compare your objects. Okay, so in next lecture we will directly start the objects part, that is the classes, objects, methods and constructor. Okay, because you know already what is meant by loops, we will not take much more time in that loop, so we will directly move towards the objects, classes, because we have to see the inheritance. Okay, now one more thing related to okay, these are related to okay, first one is a winding, means implicit, means whenever you are creating any variable, that values are directly jumped towards in another data types. Means you have created any byte value, you can directly convert it into short. There is no necessity to make a typecasting things. Okay, you can directly convert it into strong, mentioning like this. Suppose I have created one integer variable a is equal to 10. You can directly write it into the long as long b is equal to a. Okay, so this is allowed whenever you are dealing with the winding casting or implicit casting. Okay, but whenever you are dealing with the explicit, means you are converting double to float, float to long, likewise. In that case, you cannot write directly like this. In that case, what you have to do, suppose I have created one variable double a is equal to, suppose 10.20 is there. You cannot directly convert it into integer. In that case, you have to mention here as integer. Then whenever you are dealing with these types, what will be the answer? Yes, how you can doing the typecasting? Just mention over here. Yes, because you have already learned these programs, only you have to mention how we are doing the typecasting, narrowing and widening. Yes, anybody? Okay, let it be. See here, whenever you are converting your double values into integer, what you have to do? You have to mention the data type inside the bracket. Okay, means whatever value is there, that will be converted into integer and that will be printed on the console. So these two types of a typecasting. One is the implicit or explicit. Implicit is also called as the winding casting and explicit is called as the narrowing casting. So they will ask you either in this fashion, implicit or explicit, or winding or narrowing. So you have to remember both the things. So while remembering typecasting, only follow the same path. Okay, this is for the implicit and opposite for the explicit. So only keep this path with you, then it will be very easy for you. Okay. Any queries? Anybody has not given attendance? Okay, so today we will stop here. In next lecture, some string programs are remain. So first we will complete those programs and then we will start the objects and classes. Okay, whether this speed is okay, whatever speed we are using in this lecture from my side, is it okay for you? I am taking a single program for each and every type. Whether you want more programs, yes. If you want more programs, you can ask me. I will take different programs in the lecture or I will provide you statements. Okay, if you are not having any queries, then we will stop here. Okay, so we will stop here today. Thank you all of you and take care. Okay.
Ma'am, B39.
You have mentioned already. I have not stopped my recording.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody else?